What if the thing you've been calling introversion your whole life isn't introversion at all? Here's something most people never talk about. For some introverts, the label has become a hiding place, a way to explain away something deeper, something that isn't personality at all, but fear. Because here's the truth. Introversion is about where you get your energy. Social anxiety is about where you get your fear. And the difference between the two might be the most important thing you ever learn about yourself. So let's talk about 5 signs that what you're experiencing might not be introversion, and why recognizing this could actually set you free. Number 1. You're turning down invitations because the thought scares you, not because you'd rather be home. There's a question that separates introverts from people struggling with social anxiety, and it's simpler than you think. Why are you saying no? An introvert turns down plans thinking, I'd genuinely rather stay in tonight. A book and some quiet sounds perfect. There's no conflict, no dread, just a preference. But if you're saying no because your chest tightens at the thought of going, if you're imagining all the ways you might say something awkward or be judged or not know what to talk about, that's not preference, that's fear wearing a mask. And here's the part nobody warns you about. Every time you avoid something because it scares you, your brain learns that avoidance equals safety. The relief you feel when you cancel? That's not peace. That's your anxiety releasing its grip, temporarily. And next time, the grip will be tighter. It's like paying off fear with borrowed time. The interest keeps building. Number 2. You feel guilty during the alone time you supposedly wanted. This one can be confusing because introverts genuinely need solitude. It's how the introvert brain recharges. Not through external stimulation, but through internal processing. There's even science behind it. Introverts rely more heavily on a neurotransmitter called acetylcholine, which creates calm, focused pleasure during quiet reflection. So when an introvert spends a night alone, they feel restored, genuinely satisfied, ready for whatever comes next. But if your alone time comes with a voice in the back of your head whispering that you should be out there, that you're wasting your life, that everyone else is connecting and you're falling behind, that's not recharging, that's hiding, and you can feel the difference. Introverts don't feel guilty for honoring their needs. If guilt is your constant companion when you're alone, something else is going on. Number 3. You're avoiding everyday tasks, not just social events. Social anxiety has a way of spreading. It starts with avoiding parties. Then it becomes avoiding phone calls. Then the grocery store. Then the gym. Not because you're introverted. Introverts go to the gym. They buy groceries. They make necessary phone calls. They might not love small talk with the cashier, but they don't feel their heart race just thinking about it. If you've noticed your world getting smaller, if there are more and more places that feel too much, that's anxiety generalizing. It's learning to attach fear to anything involving other people, and slowly, quietly, it shrinks your life without you even noticing. One therapist described it like this: an introvert's home is their sanctuary. But for someone with social anxiety, home can become a prison they built themselves, one canceled plan at a time. Number 4. You don't enjoy social activities you used to love, even the ones you actually wanted to attend. This is the cruel paradox of social anxiety. You can be surrounded by people you care about, at an event you chose to go to, and still feel completely alone. Because when anxiety is running the show, your brain can't relax enough to enjoy anything. It's too busy scanning, watching, monitoring every micro-expression on every face. Replaying the thing you said 5 minutes ago, wondering if you're being weird, wondering if they noticed. This is called hypervigilance, and it's exhausting. Your brain is working overtime, not to connect, but to protect. And when all your mental energy goes toward threat detection, there's nothing left for joy. An introvert might feel drained after socializing, but they still enjoyed it while it lasted. If you're not enjoying it even during, if you're just surviving until you can leave, that's a sign the problem isn't your personality. Number 5. Your relationships are suffering because you keep pulling away. Introverts are selective about their relationships, and that's healthy. They prefer depth over breadth, a few close friends over dozens of acquaintances. But social anxiety doesn't make you selective, it makes you avoidant. You leave messages unread for days because you're not sure you can handle the conversation. You cancel on people you actually care about. You build walls not because you want space, but because you're terrified of what happens if you let someone too close. You pull away because you're scared of rejection. The distance grows, the relationship fades, and your brain whispers, "See? I told you they'd leave." But they didn't leave because something was wrong with you. They left because anxiety convinced you to push them away first. Here's something important, and it might be the reason you've never questioned any of this before. If you're an introvert, your avoidance looks normal. Society accepts that some people need more alone time. So when you cancel plans, people don't worry. When you stay home, no one raises an eyebrow. Your anxiety gets to hide behind a perfectly acceptable personality trait, and the word introvert has become almost trendy. It's all over social media, memes about hating phone calls, posts about needing to recharge. And while that visibility is wonderful for true introverts, it can also give social anxiety the perfect disguise. One person who recovered from social anxiety shared something that might resonate. "I thought for years I was extremely introverted. Being around people exhausted me. I preferred being alone. But as I worked on my anxiety, I realized something shocking. I'm actually more extroverted. I wasn't drained because I was an introvert. I was drained because anxiety is draining." They didn't need to become someone else. They just needed to stop letting fear make decisions for them. So if any of this sounds familiar, what does it actually mean? It doesn't mean your introversion isn't real. You can be introverted and have social anxiety. They're not mutually exclusive, but they do require different responses. Introversion isn't something to fix. It's how you're wired, and there's nothing wrong with it. But if fear is running your life, if avoidance has become your default, that's not personality. That's something you can actually change. And here's the part that might surprise you. Social anxiety is one of the most treatable conditions out there. Around 60% of people who get help see real, meaningful improvement. And those gains don't fade. They often keep building even after treatment ends. So before you tell yourself, "This is just who I am," ask yourself one question. After this event passes, would your future self have wanted you to go? If the answer is yes, and fear is the only thing stopping you, then maybe it's time to stop calling it introversion. Because you deserve a life that's shaped by your choices, not your fears. Thanks for watching. Take care of your energy out there,